So right now, it's not incredibly easy to just go out and shoot whatever you need for your project. So right now, more than ever, stock footage is really important for the work we all do as filmmakers. So I thought now would be a perfect time to collaborate with my friends over at ArtGrid. So right off the bat, I do want to say this is a sponsored episode, but ArtGrid is a site that I use constantly. I have used for years. A lot of the episodes you've been watching lately has footage from them. I think they're a great company with really high quality, which is why I decided to collaborate with them in the first place. And of course, that entire open we just showed you was completely done using stock footage from their site, and it was sound designed by our friend Steve Horne, which we'll do a tutorial on that in the future. But it was just to show you what could be done with stock footage. But I'm gonna dive right into the site so you guys can take a look, and we'll talk more about the ways that I use stock footage. And now we're going to jump into some screen recording. So now we're at my desk, and yeah, there was no reason for me to spin into this because obviously this is a totally different time. You can clearly see the camera's not there, and now all of a sudden there's a mic, but it's done.
Don't let drugs ruin your future.
So first of all, let's just take a look right at the site. And again, if we go into pricing, you can see what their pricing is down at the Junior HD, where you're getting HD clips at H.264 format, which honestly on YouTube, that's often what I'm using anyway, just because they're easier to work with. And this is going at $24 a month, $25 a month really. And that's a pretty insanely low price. When you go up to the 4K where you're getting the ProRes and everything, now you're going up to almost $500 annually. But with most places, with the quality that you're getting, you're talking about that's 5 clips. This is an unlimited amount of downloads every single month for the entire year, and that is absolutely insane, and really why I wanted to collaborate with them on this episode, because I think the plans that they have are really killer. But when I sign in and I go into my actual account, the first thing we could do right here, obviously right at the top, is search, and you see that there's some trending searches going on. One that's a pretty obvious one. Down here, you can just sort things by general staff picks, the top downloads, what's the newest. But if we wanted to do something like, you know, it was just plain. We got some shots of an airplane. We actually did an episode where it was a vlog thing I was going to edit in St. Louis, and we used stock footage like this for that, which is one of the many uses of stock footage, just getting that B-roll that brings up the value of your production without you having to do much extra work. Oftentimes we don't have time to do it. And like I was saying earlier, during this time, stuff like this is more important than ever, but we can dial it down even more. We can go into shot type and we can put close-ups or medium, long shot. We can go to the camera movement with tripod, handheld, or smooth movement, time of day, interior or exterior, format, and even speed, super slow, slow motion, whatever it is. And we can dial it down to the exact style that we're looking for. But let's say this is a shot we like, so we jump in and the shot's looking really great. We have some information here about what's available for it, how long it is, the size, what it was shot on, different tags. Then if we go down, we can get similar shots that might line up to what we're looking for. So if we need several shots that are going to line together, this is going to automatically populate different shots that are similar that we can then go and quickly grab other things for our edit that are going to easily fit together. But we're just going to add it to our cart right here, jump over to the cart, and then we're just going to check out. Since I already have a subscription, it's done and it goes into my footage. And in there, you can see all the things that you've collected. You could see a lot of the shots that we got for the opening are here, but to download them, you just hover over and you get the different options. And if you want to download it in HD, UHD, HQ, or log, so these are going to be graded. This is going to be log. So you have that option, which is a really great option to have. But another great thing that I love this for is things like short films, when you don't have the option to get maybe an establishing shot. For my short film Bar Brawl, it has always bothered me that the film starts with the shot glass dropping on the bar. I do love that that's how we intro into the character, but I would have loved to at least set some kind of tone of at least what city we're in. So that's something I would like to try to do right now. So let's do city, and we're gonna do aerial. Then we're gonna go into shot type, and we're gonna say night. And here we have a bunch of options. And this isn't a moving aerial shot, not like a drone shot or anything, but I actually like this shot a lot. So I'm going to grab that, then I'll bring it in, slap it on my footage, probably throw a little bit of a zoom here like that. And now I'm establishing the type of city that we're in before jumping into the character and inside the bar that we end up spending the rest of the short film with. And I have another short film called Sentinel, which starts out like this: open scenery, middle of nowhere. And we were able to shoot this with a drone ourselves because we were lucky enough to have a drone, but we had to do a lot of visual effects to remove a lot of things because we weren't in a location or area that had really what we were looking for. So a more simplistic method would have just been to look for it here. So I'll just type nowhere and let's say smooth, of course, exterior. We want it day or sunset, sunrise. And this is actually perfect right here. So I'm going to grab that. And because this is going backwards where really I want it moving forward, I'm just going to reverse that footage, start it right after it passes the two people in the foreground. And there we go. So that and just general B-roll are the things I love most for a site like this. And given that Film Riot is operating on a weekly basis, even if it was a monthly basis, having this subscription where you have those unlimited downloads is really invaluable because we can jump in when we have an episode like the writing episode we did with Ricky Staub. We were able to grab a bunch of B-roll that made sense for the episode and toss that in to create a style and vibe that carried the tone of the entire piece we were working on. So it's not just short films or commercials, though with footage like this, you really could do an entire temp commercial just with stock footage. And actually another thing that I use it for is, since I have been pitching a lot, is doing stuff like rip-o-matics or rip reels, whatever you want to call them, where you download footage and then you create a fake trailer for the piece that you're trying to pitch so you can give people sort of an idea of what it would feel like. And using stuff like stock footage instead of jumping to scenes from films, or at least not only scenes from films, you're adding things in that look original, feel original. So it's not placing the, oh, I recognize The Matrix in that shot or Die Hard in that shot. You're using more original things, which will help sell the tone of your piece even more, I think. So there's just so many different uses for stock footage. If you don't already use stock footage, definitely start doing that. Look into it for yourself. Definitely check out ArtGrid and make sure you use the link in our notes below to get an extra 2 months free when you sign up. So you'll get a full 14 months instead of 12 months when you do use that link. And yes, this is a sponsored episode. We are collaborating with them, but the only reason we're collaborating with them is because I actually use it and actually love it. So definitely check that out. Link to their site in the notes below. And until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.